Hello. So many of you asked me about my process and how I create my objects. So I will be showing you guys a bit of how I do things, just for those of you who are curious about it. So I start my process in Magical Voxel. I generally use the gray palette, just because I like to start by choosing my own colors and only have those colors so I don't get distracted. And then I go to an orthogonal view, and from a front view I try to draw a very basic shape, and once I have that, I duplicate the size and I start adding more detail to the duplicate sized object basically. So I try to start with as simple as I can and then start adding details little by little. Sometimes I wait a minute to add colors, most of the times because I just don't know what I'm doing when I start. I just knew, for instance, in this case I wanted to do a dagger, like a short knife or a short sword. So then I just started with the shape, changing the proportions of it, making it thinner, making it thicker, just looking for what I feel it looks the best. So when I start liking it, I start thinking a bit about the colors. So I'm here blocking just the gray and the darker and clear and more clear tones. But I'm still working on the shape. So I'm trying different things. I'm basically improvising, adding some geometry here. I'm trying to bend to find like a bent kind of sword, but I didn't really like it. Then I started trying this more of it looks a bit like a big sword, but it's tiny, so it's a bit weird. I just didn't find it yet. So I started looking for colors. Sometimes I need to make it look a bit nice just for me to be able to continue working, because if I hate it for too long, I just start over generally. So at this point I don't hate it anymore. I like these purple colors I'm choosing, but at the same time this looks like a sandwich sword with that yellow thing in the middle, so I don't really love it. So I continue to try. I started making it thinner. I think that improved a bit how it looks. It looks more like a dagger instead of like a tiny sword. And then I start trying things, for instance, more of a combat knife. So I'm removing some of the parts and I duplicate. Every time I have something I don't really hate, I try to duplicate it and save it in another layer, and that way I can just go back to it if I stray away too much from something I liked originally. So right now I'm settled on this. I don't hate it, so I start trying colors a bit. Still looks a bit like a combat knife, and I'm not loving that. So here at this point I just found a combination of colors that I liked. So I'm trying to work out these details of the blade. So right now I'm using white and black, but it doesn't really convince me. So in the end I will just try to simplify it a bit more. First I'm trying to add like some sort of like computer elements, like a green light or something that makes it look like a vintage technology piece. But then I started working with more of these like Middle Eastern patterns and colors, and I think I started liking it better. And now that when I changed the blade to be purple, I think I start really nailing down what I was after. So from this point on I really like the shape, but I still like to try some things before just saying like, okay, I like this. And I just duplicate it and I copy it over and I changed minor things, just to continue to try, because most of the times your first idea might be good, but you will find that something better will come if you continue to sketch on it and to try things. So at this point I duplicated twice all the protective part of the sword, of the little dagger, and I'm not hating it, but at the same time I think it's just too much. I generally try to make things a bit more simple, so I ended up removing those extra ornaments, and I found that right now looks like a flower or something, so I decided to just like keep it this way and try to work more on the colors of it. I really like how it looks right now, so I'm just looking for more proportions and maybe patterns, trying to make it not too complicated. And also I felt like this middle part was just too large, so I just removed a few of the voxels. Right now I'm just like, again, duplicating stuff, and I'm turning on all of my layers to really see if something I was doing before was better, because sometimes you feel like you're improving it, and then you see something that you did before and you say like, no, actually I should go back and start over from this point. So I have these three that I like, but I ended up deciding on this one. I think it looks nice. I hope this gives you some insight on how I work on my things, and I hope you like the video. I will do some more details here that I will end up removing, that you can see in the other images I'm posting here. So thank you very much for watching, and please let me know what you think and what would you like to learn or know about of my process. Thank you.